The upscale dining room of the Crescent, one of Chicago's most elite restaurants, fell into a stunned hush on a chilly October evening in 2026. The clink of silverware halted, conversations died, and all eyes turned to a corner table bathed in the warm glow of amber chandeliers. Marcus Reed, a billionaire known for his sharp tongue and commanding presence, shot to his feet, his tailored charcoal suit catching the light. His face was a mask of fury as he glared at Aisha Thompson, a petite black server standing before him, her hands trembling but her posture resolute. "I can't believe a place like the Crescent would let someone like you serve me," Marcus thundered, his voice slicing through the silence like a blade. His words dripped with disdain, his gaze raking over Aisha as if she were an unwelcome intruder in his world. Aisha clutched her silver tray, her knuckles pale, her crisp black and white uniform feeling like thin armor against the assault. Her warm brown eyes, usually bright with kindness, flickered with hurt but held steady. "Sir," she said, her voice calm despite a faint quiver. "If you have any concerns, I can get the manager." Her restraint only fueled Marcus's rage. He slammed his fist on the table, sending a wine glass crashing, its crimson contents staining the pristine tablecloth. "I don't want the manager. I want you gone. You don't belong here," he spat, loud enough for every patron to hear. Gasps rippled through the room, the pianist's hands freezing mid-melody. The manager, Daniel Carter, stood frozen, his face drained of color. Aisha's chest tightened, but the thought of her daughter, Nia, her bright smile and dreams of becoming a doctor, steadied her. She wouldn't break not here, not now. Aisha's life had never been easy. Raised in a struggling neighborhood on Chicago's South Side, she'd faced prejudice from childhood sneers from classmates, skeptical teachers, suspicious store clerks. Her parents, factory workers, toiled endlessly, yet poverty clung to them like dust. Aisha believed education and grit could change her fate. She excelled in high school, dreaming of a career in literature, but at 19, an unexpected pregnancy derailed her plans. Her boyfriend vanished, leaving her to face judgment alone. Nia's birth became her turning point. Aisha worked tirelessly cleaning houses, waitressing at diners, anything to keep them afloat. Every dollar was hard-won, every day a battle against bias. When the Crescent hired her, it was a rare chance to build a better life for Nia. The restaurant's high standards were daunting, but Aisha worked harder than anyone, memorizing menus, perfecting her service, ignoring the cold stares of some white coworkers. That night, Marcus's outburst was a gut punch. Assigned to his table after another server's injury, Aisha faced his relentless cruelty. He mocked her every move, from the way she poured his wine to the fold of his napkin, each barb laced with the unspoken accusation that her race made her unfit. "This is why I insist on better servers," he sneered to his companion, who looked away, embarrassed. Aisha's heart pounded, but she refused to crumble. Leaning against the kitchen wall, she fought tears, Nia's face anchoring her resolve. She returned with his entree, setting it down with steady hands. "Here's your steak, sir," she said softly. Marcus leaned back, his smile cruel. "You don't belong here, Aisha. The Crescent's just pandering to diversity quotas." His words, loud and deliberate, silenced the room. Something snapped in Aisha. She straightened, meeting his gaze head-on. "Mr. Reed, you can afford this meal, but you can't buy respect. I'm here because I earned it, just like anyone else." The room froze. Marcus's face flushed with shock, then rage. He stood, slamming the table. "How dare you speak to me like that? You'll regret this." He stormed out, his entourage trailing, the doors slamming behind him. Aisha stood, heart racing, a mix of fear and pride swelling within her. She'd crossed a line she never thought she'd dare. The aftermath was chaos. Diners whispered, some slipping out, others offering quiet support. Daniel, the manager, pulled her aside, his voice tense. "Aisha, that was brave, but Marcus Reed could ruin you." She nodded, fear creeping in. Marcus returned moments later, his fury palpable. "I'll make sure no restaurant in Chicago hires you," he hissed, pointing a trembling finger. Aisha held his gaze. "I didn't insult you, Mr. Reed. I stood up for my dignity. If that's a crime, so be it." He stormed out again, leaving a suffocating silence. The next morning, Aisha learned a diner had recorded the confrontation. The video went viral, hashtags like Aisha's courage trending across social media. Support poured in letters, emails, even celebrities praising her stand. But hate came too. Slurs, threats, accusations of seeking fame. Reporters camped outside her apartment, endangering her and Nia's privacy. Aisha clung to her daughter, fear battling her resolve. The Crescent's owner, Evelyn Harper, called an emergency meeting. "We stand against discrimination," she declared. "Aisha, we're with you." The staff's applause was a lifeline. Then came a surprise. A call from Evelyn announced a special guest. When philanthropist David Ellison arrived, Aisha's heart raced. "Your courage inspired me," he said, proposing she lead Project Dignity, an initiative to protect marginalized workers. Overwhelmed, Aisha accepted. Her life transformed from server to advocate. At the project's launch, she spoke to a packed Crescent ballroom. "One act of courage can spark change," she said, her voice steady. "We must all stand against injustice." The crowd roared, Evelyn and David beaming with pride. Aisha's journey was just beginning, but she knew she wasn't alone. Her stand had ignited a movement, proving one voice could challenge power. As she stepped into the Chicago night, she smiled, ready to fight for dignity for Nia, for herself, for millions. What would you do in Aisha's shoes? Stay silent or risk everything for your dignity? Should wealth and power shield someone from accountability? Share your thoughts, like, and subscribe for more stories of courage. Word count, 1,998 characters.